And now we're jumping straight to the second game, where we got a lot of new things here, folks. We got the Zask, we got the Hilda, we got a Cupra, we got a game in our hands.
Crazy stuff this early on in the tournament here. Game number 2, match number 2. And it is already some big picks. The Hilda, the Zask, like you mentioned. But it is going to also be a Purify on the Moskov. We're used to seeing the Inspire nowadays, but it does seem like for Bobe in the mid lane, he will be kind of struggling, at least early on. Fangor doing a lot of damage together with Carnage. And now, big knock-up over. No, to Trey Fangor going into the turret, now taking down first blood for the Zask. It's T2K.
Well, this is the good thing, because you don't always go up against the Zask, right? So you have no idea the power spike that he has, and the fact that he has the war cry means that he has additional 8% more damage. So perhaps Fangor didn't put that into consideration. 8% is a lot, especially during the laning phase. And now he has even more penetration on his hands.
I mean, at this point, right, at the early game, you're supposed to get a lot of mid-fire so that you can rotate over towards Yahiko. But at this point, Yahiko, you can see in the jungle, he's just free farming. Up against the Hilda, this is definitely not what we expect. The Link should be bullied in the jungle by the Hilda. But at this point, man, Yahiko will just continue to farm up. Level 4 already in the first minute of the game, and he will be able to match up with Mashiro. But again, Ling will be able to clear out faster. If he continues to do this, he'll be able to outfarm and outscale that Fredrin.
To be fair, I still believe that the best time to invade someone's jungle is after the second turtle, because again, the first 2 minutes, you're going to receive a lot more damage, so perhaps you want to play a little bit more safer in that way. So I feel like it's still okay, but if he dies 2 more times after this, that invade is going to be pretty rough. The first turtle, Brute Force has to secure it. Don't give it over to TK.
All right, first turtle being started up by Mashiro. Brute Force is what they like to go for, neutral objective battle. But look at the setup coming down. T2K actually have a better setup, not for Apex though. Fangor doing a whole lot of damage. Masara with the penalty zone, locking him down. Mashiro's still gonna be able to find the retribution. Now gonna be knocked down. Bad attempts to blaze as he gets slain by the Zask. Still on the Dominator's descent now, looking for another kill. But Kojix goes in, and that's going to be the Faraga armor, taking down Bobe. No longer in the Dominator's descent as Yahiko dives forward, has the Fine Blade. Bobe gonna be taken very low. Fangor chasing him down. That's a double kill for Marvin. And now it's just Yahiko without a purple buff, able to pinch poise away, but Fangor wants to go for the chase, the Fine Blade defensively. And Fangor has successfully zoned him away. But he'll still be able to go to the purple buff. No turtle for T2K.
What did our reporters say? What did they do in the early game?
Team fight.
Team fight. And that's what we saw for both teams. And it's as even as can get. Even though, sure, the first kill went over to T2K, so technically it's a 2-3 trade. But still, in terms of the score, it's 3-3 right now. And I feel like Fangor, he made it up. It's like, sure, he died for his blood, but now he has 3 assists. And now he wants to go for Witch.
Oh no, he would use Battle Mirror Image. Now they go in, but the Blazing Duet saves him together with the Tyrant's Revenge. Good rotation over by Apex. It does seem like for now, Mashiro will still be able to even out that lead against the Ling.
Now we got to look at the goal difference here, because we got to look at Yahiko, really. Not much has changed, because Mashiro has 2K, and he only has 2.1K. Yahiko is still doing well, but I would thought he would be doing a lot better. It's not farming as fast as I want him to be.
Slowly but surely for both these teams trying to go for the scaling, but so far the winning matchup in the Moskov has been doing a bit better. The Retribution used up by Yahiko to secure that creep in his own jungle, which forced Root to use the Battle Mirror Image back again. Now, onto the waves, we'll still be able to soak in that gold cannon minion. And what does the items say?
It shows that Hilda is going to go for that
Sky Piercer. He's
He's
an official SPA Fangor, the Sky Pierce abuser. And now is it going to be done by the second turtle?
Hold on, looking at the items here, I feel like once the turtle has been secured, then you do have it. So after the turtle, it might be the time where Brute Force wants to take a fight. And again, after this turtle, they can go for the jungle invade.
Oh, if he had it, he would have taken Witch down all alone in the bottom lane. Apex charging over the Tyrant's Revenge, able to catch only onto Marvin. Now a good time by Mashiro. Trying to look for an angle to go for the last hit on the turtle. He already used the first kill now. That's a Razor's back combo together with Apex, who steals it away. Marvin blows Apex up with the last insanity. Now they get locked down by Kojik. It's now Yahiko who gets the trade back. It's a 2-for-1 in favor of T2K. They didn't get the turtle, but they will be able to get some hits onto the turret gold. But so does Black March up top.
Yeah, Marvin is able to get his War Axe, and Yahiko is able to get his first item as well. So now we're starting to see a little bit more aggression coming in from both teams. But look at the Moskov here. Black March was able to get free farm, same as Witch. So for both teams, let's look at Witch. Vanguard still does not have... Okay, now he gets it. Imagine if he got that turtle, he would have gotten it.
And look at this, even in the XP lane, Black March has been farming like an absolute monster, LaFell. He is level 8.
Which is level 7. Took me a while to look for his name. But either way, Monster Up now, having the Dominance Ice means he can deal with the Moskov. I feel like Monster Up could probably go for an early Blade Armor just so that he can actually deal with Black March and make sure that he gives enough space for T2K Esports to actually deal the damage. Apex is charging in. Cypher finds Vanguard.
Revenge and the Rage now used up. Now the Blazing Duet will be able to take him down. Vanguard does a little bit more damage over towards Witch. Still able to go for the Battle Mirror Image. Black March joins in the team fight now, pinning 2 members down. Straight into the Appraiser's Rapid in the back line. Bobe with the Dominator's Descent gets rid of Black March. And T2K They were definitely trained to kill and to team fight.
Yeah, this is what they do. They team fight. Now Witch has the Demon Hunter sword, so he deals much more damage. Looks like the Valentina is trying to clear it up. It looks like going in, misses the ult.
Stolen penalty zone. No flicker committed just yet. Now with the flicker, Bobby flickers as well. Back to the turret. Not enough to save him, and now it's going to be Master up, swinging a hammer down on the Konjik. Very, very low. Witch getting that first kill, not backing up with the battle image. Is very, very low. Konjik still able to survive as Apex charges into Tower's Revenge, unable to find Fangor. That movement speed just juking him away with a sprint.
Right now we're looking at items here, and I kind of feel like the Moskov having just one item compared to, oh no, it's still the same one item on the Claude. Looking at the EXP as well, looks like Master is going for a magic resist item after this, perhaps the Tina Shield. But again, I kind of feel like looking at the damage coming in from Kojak, maybe he could have delayed it a little bit, but you know what? All's fair.
Penalty zone locking them down. Kojak all alone in the mid lane, and there's a pickoff. T2K getting the trade now, looking to go for the turtle. Mashiro on it, gets the retribution. Babe dominators are set, but Mashiro just gets out of it, and Babe is forced back again. Yahiko was all the way in the bottom side of the map, trying to go for a trade perhaps, but now will be forced back into his own jungle.
We got to talk about how even this game is.
Yeah.
Look at the gold. The gold is the same. In terms of kill, it might as well be the same. 6 to 7, not really that big of a difference. We see the teams, both teams, are not shying away from a fight.
No, they're meta.
Marvin, brute force. Not breastplate.
Nope.
Just brute force.
He got the brute force while playing for brute force, which up top looking for the siege, and with Yahiko, he should be able to take that down. Mashiro actually using the retribution onto Apex, but this will be able to get out. Yahiko just wants to get off the wall there, goes back to his own jungle, forming up. And at this point, we're seeing that. What we said in the draft, Yahiko on the Ling, you are going to be able to outfarm the Frederick, especially when we get to the mid game. Now he's level 11 to level 10 for Mashiro, despite the 2 turtles.
This is the bad thing about constantly fighting, is that brute force, sure, they got a lot of trades in the fight, but perhaps it might be a better idea for it to avoid the fights and actually try to control the jungle of T2K, because right now we're looking at items here, and the Ling has 2 items. After this, it is going to be the Endless Battle, and we got to talk about the Zaskier. Having the Glowing Wand, having the Divine Judgment, makes it so that he can deal with tankier members. So it looks like Bobby's job is actually to handle Mashiro, as well as Marvin and Vanguard.
Apex, Spanish Revenge, looking for that push. Let's go for it! What happened in top lane? Black March, together with Fangor. Yahiko caught all alone, and they might be able to go for a tier 2 turret with Mashiro already placed into the jungle of T2K. That's a free trade. That's a free pick for brute force.
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if Yahiko got a lot of farm. Just kill him.
Just kill him.
It's that simple. Simple,
brute force.
Brutal, legendary.
Force?
Simple, brute force, legendary.
There we go.
There we go. It's easy. Just get a kill. It's not that hard.
It's not that hard. Definitely, they definitely made it look easy up top. I really wonder what exactly happened there. But Marvin, they're trying to open up the map, goes in with a fire. Apex stunning him up, and Witch is dealing a whole lot of damage at this point of the game. 9 minutes in, Apex still going to be burnt down. Marvin doing the same towards Apex, just shredding him down, forcing the regen out. And Yahiko, all right, now a big question. Yahiko's farmed up. He's a level ahead, or was a level ahead, but can he 1v1 the Hilda?
No.
No, okay.
No, I don't think so. And right now, T2K, they got to be careful, because brute force, this is what they want to do, because they have the X-Borg. The X-Borg plus War Axe plus brute force breastplate. He wants to play for the long game, right? He wants to chip you down as much as he can, and then giving a lot of space for the Fredrid to go for the Lord. Because you got to think about this: if Yahiko steals the Lord, it might seem good for T2K. Then brute force can just come back and go for the kills.
Oh, they're forcing it down. Mashiro's gonna be zoned away. Jumps in with a taunt now. Masara gonna be caught in. Apex goes in with the damage. Dominators descend as well as zone him away as the last insanity gets popped in. Masara will be blown up. Now comes the Blaze as Yahiko secures the Lord, which instantly backing away. And Yahiko's going for a few more kills. T2K with a massive advantage, only trading their XP for that big Lord, and Yahiko will continue over to take that purple buff away from brute force.
Brute force, they were a little bit all over the place, where if they chose one target at a time, perhaps they could have won a team fight. But the fact that they're spreading out their resources, making it so that everyone is low, but not low enough to get killed. Brute force was the one on the losing end on that one, especially because I feel like they got hit by the Lord quite a few times. And now the Lord is marching down mid. Fangor is not going to have a lot of space for him to really utilize the Skypiercer that well.
Okay, comes the Blaze, use up. Konjik still able to flick around. Now, oh, that's going to be a great revenge over to catch Fangor as he tries to go for Yahiko. That's going to pin down the Blaze into it, from which will force them back. Black Mark going to be caught by the Dominators descent, and you can see how impressive Babe is just utilizing that. Mashiro almost gets shredded down, and they are able to get her to the tier 2 in the mid lane, but it's just that for now. Yahiko now shoving the wave up top as they get rid of the other wave in the bottom lane, trying to get some more value with the First Lord. Meanwhile, Apex trying to go for a cheeky little pick there, but Black March is able to use that Spear of Misery to fend off Yahiko, taking a few turret shots, almost dying, almost getting punished up top.
Yeah, honestly, I want to stay at this item screen for quite a while, because we want to dissect what Bobby is actually doing, getting the Azure Blade early, not really building into anything, just making sure that he has enough mana to sustain inside of a fight. But Glowing One plus the Divine Glaive plus the changes on the Zast.
Yikes.
What the Zast is doing right now is almost 50,000 damage. it's almost double of the Claude. Like, how much damage can you do with the burn from the glowing wand, with the penetration coming in from the divine glaive? You got to talk about how the changes now. Zaz from before wants to ramp up, right? With more attacks coming in from the Inspire plus the Feather of Heaven. That's a strong Zaz, but nowadays you don't need that. You just need straight up damage, because on hit now, there's a lot of CC. There's slows, there's stuns. So, not stuns, but it's like, it's slow enough that it makes you feel like it. So, controlling the front line, making sure that Mashiro is not really a factor, Marvin not really a factor, and Fangor as well.
Holy Crystal, just as you were talking about, you know, the pure damage for Bobbit for Zask, he was already dealing 50,000 damage throughout 12 minutes. Whoa, 7 blades. Just to clear out the wave. Oh, walks. Oh, man. Oh. You definitely had to hold your breath for that one. He could have walked in straight into a Moskov and hell. That's definitely not what you want to walk into. But Bobbit now, holy Crystal.
We got to put this into perspective. The Valentina has 3 items as well, but it's not as expensive as the build coming in from the Zaz. So the power spike is much different, especially because what Kojik is trying to do is more supportive, but the itemization coming in from Bobe, he's a shredder. He's a tank shredder at this point. And it's good because you're going up against Fangor with the Hilda. The Hilda, if you don't stop her, it's going to be a big problem. But now Bobe is like, I got you. Let me handle the Hilda, you guys handle the rest.
Slowly but surely, I think all these frontliners actually will be taken out by Bob, especially now that Witch is very, very Blade of Despair down for Yahiko in the 13-minute too. All the power spikes for T2K. But for Brute Force, they actually also have something to play with. Fangor, he a lot of damage going for it. No, it doesn't proc the Sky Piercer. It did not proc. Yahiko still able to survive. Fangor gets out of Mashiro. All during the chaos, they used it as a distraction to brute force their way into the Lord to take it. And now in the 14-minute, that's an enhanced Lord.
That was brilliant, because even I didn't notice what was going on. We were looking at, Yahiko's like, oh no, he looks like he's going to get taken down. But if Fangor had 4 kills at that point, I believe it was going to be a lethality. It was going to be an execute. The fact that he only has 1 kill, but I believe it has been reset because he died after he got his first kill, make it so that he only has 4%. And folks, you see the difference between 6% and 4%. If it wasn't for the nerf, perhaps we would have seen a kill onto Yahiko.
That would have been a very, very deadly one. Oh!
Look at Mashiro, man.
Purifying, able to escape now. Mashiro going for some damage. Apex still able to escape with a bouncing ball. As T2K will still be able to fend off. Dominers to set Bobbit! Goes in way too aggressively, gets punished by Brute Force, and this is some bad timers for them. They got an Enhanced Lord up top, and now Black March is marching down to the mid lane, trying to go for the siege onto the tier 2 as the Enhanced Lord charges down onto the base turret up top. Witch and Yahiko able to deal with it for now. Another wave coming down very slowly in all 3 lanes, and Brute Force will just go into the mid lane first. Now pushing it again, Apex. Trying to go for the charge on that timer's eventually, but surely, but you can see the poke over to T2K. Up top, they'll still be able to defend their base turrets, so no base turrets taken down with the Enhanced Lord. But definitely for Brute Force, they've gotten themselves now onto the even level. T2K, they had an overwhelming advantage earlier. Now it's all but gone.
This just shows you how much of a game changer the Lord really is. Sure, getting a kill onto Bobe actually influenced a little bit more, but with 1 Lord, all that T2K has for themselves is just the inhibitor. And now we're going in for a pause so that we have time to talk about this, where again, this is why the Lord is still worth fighting for. It's just very, very risky. So we got to talk about the macro, how you just send 1 roamer to deal with their jungler, making it so that the entire team has to collapse onto their own jungler, letting go of the Lord, and then immediately giving it over to your opponent's side. So there's still a risk using an assassin as a jungler. If someone can lock him down, locking down aggressively like the Hilda can, making it so that the entire team has to abandon their positioning to help your jungler, it's a big impact. So honestly, Brute Force played that very well. Make sure they got the Lord, make sure they got a kill onto the mid laner. The mid laner can't clear the lane as fast, super minions charging in, and then you go in and get everything but their inhibitor. Honestly, beautiful play coming in from Brute Force.
Really well played. The fact that they were able to play with all those forced errors were really impressive, considering they were the ones behind, because I think we're kind of used to seeing those forced errors being displayed by the winning team. That's like a normal occurrence here in MLBB. The fact now that there are some changes onto the Lord that you can't hold onto it with the lead even, that grants us some more creative plays like that to happen, right? I mean, Fangor, I think at that point he was ready to just sacrifice himself, go for a trade, because even if he went in, died for Yahiko, that's incredible value. But like I said, that 2% nerf really played a massive play there, because imagine if Yahiko was taken down, executed by the Sky Piercer, and they got the Lord. And then they got Bobe, right? Bobe overextended. That was...
They might have got 1 inhibitor. And the thing is, 1 inhibitor doesn't sound much, but you got to consider after the inhibitor gets taken down, super minions will just keep spawning.
Exactly.
And it makes it so hard for you to protect your base while trying to contest for map control.
The auto slow push.
Exactly.
In the lane that you get the base turret, and now for both these teams, they're going to just, calm down just a little bit now, but...
This is a good game, by the way.
This is a great game, right? We're seeing a lot of creative angles to come back from the game. We're seeing a lot of great team fights as well from both. T2K and Brute Force.
Right now we got troubleshooting, 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. During this time, again, I want to talk about Bove on Zaz pick because I believe the changes for the Zaz makes the impact instant. And I kind of feel like that's the biggest change compared to Zaz from previous patches where you want to ramp up, you want to get it to a point where the slow is slow enough that the opponent can't move. Now it's instant. The moment someone gets hit, it's the immense slow is applied. And afterwards, you just want to deal as much damage as you can. But again, we see some positioning errors that might be difficult for this Zaz because even though you can spawn your Nightmaric spawn wherever you want using the ult, you don't have to use your first skill spawn to change it into your ult. But still, positioning is still going to be very difficult as a Zaz. But either way, I feel like he's using it very, very well.
I think the positioning and the timing, right?
And
because
the timing, yeah.
some of those moments, the positioning was already good, but the timing of popping into the Dominator's Descent ended up with him dying, overextending, a little bit of a miscommunication maybe with the rest of the team that maybe were already communicating that they wanted to go in, but didn't take the initiative, and instead, Bobbe had to pay the price. I thought, with Bobbe dying, they would actually lack a little bit of wave clear to handle those waves, but luckily for T2K, they were still able to defend and stay composed even after losing their mid lane, because he's definitely going to be the guy to do all that, wave clear in these skirmishes, especially with the Lord.
Although I gotta say, looking at draft, this should be, even though T2K just got pressured heavily, right? I feel like the draft favors them a little bit, because especially because they have the lane. They just have to get to the mindset where someone needs to set something up for us to have an amazing team fight. Like the Terizla, bait something. Like either use the Terizla as a good setup tool or legit just use him as a bait. Let him die as long as the opponent's brute force use everything that they have so that the lane is free.
It's easier said than done, though, right? For the link to be free, because
if I was Terizla, it would be easy. I would pretend I miss my ult.
Okay.
I trust me. I'm just pretending I miss my ult.
Masarap.
But now we're jumping straight into the game, and I was talking about Yahiko, but we got to talk about Witch as well. Has not died an entire time this game, so he's been skating up well.
It really has. I think for both teams, right? Even for Black March, he was able to rotate across the map so many times. Item check again.
The item check that we really have to talk about is the fact that Masarap now having the blade armor means that he can legit be a bait, because Black March is not going to be as free as he would want to go for the damage. Speaking of which, Black March is full items. Looks like the Claude is just missing one item. I'm guessing it's going to be the Malefic Roar. Although, I feel like in this kind of situation, maybe he should go for more of a defensive item, maybe a Rose Gold Meteor, just that he can survive a little bit more and stay in the team fight a bit longer. But either ways, damage dealt, 61,000 damage being dealt by the Zaz. And the Kufra took almost 80,000 damage in this game.
A lot of damage from both these teams. It's all about damage output, as we know, in this meta. Yahiko and Witch, synchronized Malefic Roar by together there. Bobbe, also, Starlium Scythe. Is that his last item, LaFell?
I believe it's his fourth item. It's his fourth item. Oh, wait, no, fifth.
Oh, Apex going to be able to get the revenge and the raid down to the penalty zone. They're going to try to melt Mashiro down, but the last Insanity gets rid of all of them now in the back line. Kaji able to go for the Executed Witch, trying to go for the Kite now, able to go for the Immortality, and now it's going to be Yahiko who secures it. The Wind of Nature saves him for a bit, and in the end, Yahiko will take the Lord and will take also Marbin out of the game. That's a triple kill for Yahiko in the push. Yahiko goes in, Kaji tries to go for it, and that's going to be the Maniac for Yahiko in the mid lane. Kaji, he tried to go for the risky play. He did, and he paid with his life. And now with the wipeout, it seems they're just going to go for the base straight up. It's wide open. They don't even need to go for the base turrets. One push is all they need. T2K get the dub.
I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but dude, I called it. They had the draft to be able to do this well. Someone just needs to be a bait. Someone just needs to throw their body to enable things. It looks like the one that threw their body was actually the Lord.